Good day to all of you. I'm happy to take you through the educational channel to empower the students and to enlighten the corporate houses. We also integrate and help the students to fulfill the gaps and to address the needs of the students before they set their foot on the corporate houses. Most of them will be familiar with me and receive me in your campuses, talking to you and training on skill set programs. I really missed you all during this pandemic season. For those who joined in new, I like to introduce myself. I'm Carolyn Mercy, CEO and Managing Director of Crystal Crown. I'm also a mentor and a coach for MNCs and international companies. We have a wonderful team working along with me, fully committed to fill in the gaps in the skill set programs. As I've been handling many sessions at campuses and meeting colleges, me and my team have witnessed many unanswered questions for education, life skill programs, plus the requirements and the expectations from corporate sectors. This channel will bring experts from various fields who are educationists, entrepreneurs, managing directors, scientists who tasted success in all walk of their lives, and they will share you the real-time experience with you. They are real-time people, they're heading companies, they set up their own companies, train many in their fields, and they're also the achievers in their own walk of their life. Join me in the series of talk show followed by the modules presented by the eminent speakers who will speak on the various subjects, will be very useful for the students and for the corporate houses. For students, for all their unanswered questions and expectations to enter the corporate sectors will be fulfilled through this channel, and hope it will be useful for everyone. You're welcome for any feedback and suggestions. Do subscribe and share with your peers so that you don't miss out on any updates and latest videos. Enjoy your valuable sessions. Thank you.
Doctor, when it comes to corporate sector, they do more desk work. So what kind of health issues they face?
Yeah, if you go about it in a big corporate centers now, they have an inside gym. That is not to attract people. They want their clients, the employee should be fit at least. If they don't want them to do excuses. I don't have time to work out or something, so they can do that in the gym. Second thing, they allow break for you for 2 days. Why? Because you should relax yourself and you concentrate on your other activities like swimming and make yourself fit. Third, you can do yogas. Yoga is to keep your mentally free, and second thing, it stretches all your group of muscles. So automatically that becomes strengthened. So it will be easy for you.
So nowadays, not just youngsters, even toddlers are so glued to game apps. அது வந்து prohibit பண்றதுக்கு what are the physical activities that you can suggest for them to be involved in?
How to go about it is, one thing, to make them concentrate on outside sports. Like you put them on academies. For example, if he is interested in shuttle, ask them to go for shuttle game. If he is interested in cricket, ask them to go for cricket game. If he is interested in football, ask them to go. It's not like before. It was a lot of playgrounds were there and people used to club and then they used to play. Now all because of the apartments, everything, they don't have much ground. So it's better to put them on a regular schedule, like put them on a sports academy, so that they'll have at least 2-3 hours, they spend maximum energy on that. So once they spend the maximum energy on that, they get drained. Naturally they'll come, they'll have a shower, they'll read some time and they'll go and have food and they're going to sleep. If you don't encourage them, or if you don't put them on any sports academic, or if you're not educating him to go outside sports, the outdoor sports, he is going to get easily addicted to the game. And the game should be I don't say don't play game, because of this pandemic and because of this, every kid has been addicted to the mobile. You allot a time. For example, half an hour he can spend with his friends in the game, or 1 hour. And the second most important dangerous thing is, you shouldn't use your mobile when you're in the bed. And it's not only for your younger generation, it's for everybody. They shouldn't use their mobile once in the bed, because in the night time when your lights are off, that light emerges from the phone, it is more harmless for your eyes. So they're going to keep on using that, they're going to land up with eye issues. One thing. Second thing, they shouldn't keep the phone near your bed or near your pillow. It should be at least 1 meter or 2 meters away from you, because what happens is, nobody switches off the mobile data and other things. This just keeps on. Everybody, whenever they get up in the morning, they just search for the phone. first thing they see is what is the WhatsApp has come, what a mail has come, everything. Even before getting up with the phone. That habit shouldn't be there. That phone should be outside, at least 1 or 2 meters away. Because your mobile, everything is near your head. That radiation is going to affect your brain cells, and it is going to affect later on your memory power, and you're going to lose your immune systems, and everything is going to keep on happening. So first thing is, you can't avoid the mobile, which is addicted to everybody, and it is the parents also is addicted to that. So restrict yourself. This time should be used, and this time, that's all. And second thing, educate your kids by putting on outdoor activities. Or if the kid is not interested in game, put them on yoga. Or you put them any dance classes, so that they'll stretch out, they'll get, thing is one, to make them fit. Second thing, to drain them out. Third thing, they'll not have concentration towards other thing like your TV or your gadgets, everything. So they'll keep themselves fit and healthier. This is the way to go about for from the toddler. If you make him addicted to the games from the smaller age, from the childhood, he is going to get directed towards that, and he is going to concentrate on that. Because for example, he is going to play every day 1 hour or 2 hours, then he is going to increase up to 2 to 3 hours, which becomes an addiction for them. And whenever he joins a job also, he is going to catch people, and then he is going to create some sporting activities and do that.
How common is knee pain and arthritis on the younger and the older generation?
Younger, again, lack of exercises. What happens is your thigh muscles and your knee muscles and your back muscles become stiffer. So what happens is the back muscles, in the sense, the muscles behind your thighs, behind your knees, that becomes stiffer, so the knee gets into the flexion posture like this. And moreover, if you are not going to strengthen your thigh muscles, again the kneecap bone is going to become weaker. What happens is, once the kneecap bone is, this is your bone, this will be a kneecap bone. So once the muscle is weaker, the kneecap bone gets rubbed against your other bone. So the cartilage in the sense is, it is a nutrition for the bone. In between you will have a cartilage. That cartilage is going to become weaker, that gets rubbed against the bone. So patient will have, உட்காந்துட்டே இருப்பாங்க, திருந்து 4 அடி கூட நடக்க முடியாது, they'll have knee pain. After that it will go off, because the muscle gets strengthened. So it's better for the younger generation to keep the muscles strengthened. It is a very small, few simple exercises which can be done when you're sitting in the chair or watching your TV or something, strengthening your knee muscles. That is for the younger generation. The second common for younger generation is sporting activities. They don't take care of the knee and their ankle while playing. For example, while running or while doing cricket, while doing football, they don't do that strengthening exercises. Immediately they don't do the warm-up exercises, they just go to the ground. So what happens is, the violent and the slip will be there. Once they slip, ankle gets twisted, the ligaments get injured and it will get torn. Whereas in a knee, there will be 2 ligaments inside the knee, which is very important. One will be a meniscus, another will be your cruciate ligaments. The side one will be collaterals. Collaterals will be strengthening. I mean, it will be strained. Most of the time it will not be torn. Whereas the cruciate is the one which gets torn while playing, or when somebody hits, while, for example, in a football, somebody hits on him here, both of them will collide, the cruciate ligament will get torn. So when that ligament gets torn, it has to be operated in younger individuals. Whereas in older individuals, once they grow older, because of, for example, in a females after post-menopause, the calcium will come down. In a men after 65 or something, the bones get weaker, degeneration occurs. So what happens is, the bone, in between the bone, the cartilage will be there, the ligaments will get all worn out when the age occurs. Once the cartilage goes out, these 2 bones gets rubbed against each other. So they will end up in a knee pain. So to avoid that, first is modification of activities. Like for example, you shouldn't avoid squatting. Squatting is thing like sitting in the floor, which should be avoided. Second thing, avoid frequent climbing of stairs. Second thing, walking, at least to make your muscles stronger for at least 45 minutes of walking. Walking in the sense not to reduce your weight, to make your body get stronger. Body gets stronger in the sense, the muscle and the other load for the joint should get adapted for your weight. So that will also, along with the weight, will become stronger. So 45 minutes of regular walking should be there, and if possible, they can do another sporting activities or stretching activities. Whereas in an old age group, if along with this, if the pain doesn't go down, you put them on physiotherapy and other modalities to get relief of pain. If everything works out only, then we plan for surgeries for them, like knee replacement, everything for the old people. So that once the X-ray everything shows the old joint is worn out and there is no chances of recovery, the bone again, two bones will be rubbing against each other, which will be an unbearable pain for them. That time the whole leg will get deformed like this. கொஞ்சம் இப்படி கோணலாகும். நிறைய தாத்தா பாட்டி பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, நேராக இருக்காமல் இப்படி நடப்பாங்க. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஆச்சுன்னா அந்த நீல கீழே இருக்க அந்த காட்லேஜ் எல்லாம் போச்சு, எலும்பு நல்லா தேஞ்சிருச்சு, ரெண்டும் ஒன்று மேலே ஒன்று உராசிட்டு இருக்குது. அந்த டைமில் வந்து ஃபிசியோதெரப்பி எல்லாம் வில் கிவ் டைம். ஸோ அந்த ஸ்பேஸ்லாம் இருந்துச்சுன்னா we can give joint strengthening tablets, joint injections intra-articularly to strengthen that cartilage. Everything worns out in an age group. When the deformity has occurred, then we will plan for a replacement surgeries in older people. Younger people, we just concentrate on them to do strengthening exercises, stretches. If the ligament injury has occurred, that is a serious issue for the younger one, which has to be investigated, and if the ligament is gone, it has to be operated.
டாக்டர், இப்போ நீங்கள் சொன்னீங்க இந்த மாதிரி ஃபார் உமன் அண்ட் மென் வந்து ஆஃப்டர் சர்டன் ஏஜ் அவங்களுடைய போன் டென்சிட்டி வந்துட்டு ரெடியூஸ் ஆகுறனால தே ஆர் அண்டர்கோயிங் நீ பெயின் அப்படின்னு சொன்னீங்க. ஸோ ஐ திங்க் நீங்கள் ஆஸ்டியோபோரோசிஸ் பற்றி தான் வந்துட்டு சொல்ல வரீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ இஸ் ஆஸ்டியோபோரோசிஸ் இஸ் சிவியர் டிசீஸ் அண்ட் இட்ஸ் ஒன்லி காமன்லி அமாங் விமன்?
No. Osteoporosis is generally a severe disease. It affects both group, both men and women. In women, because of the estrogen hormone, till the menopause, they will be having good calcium strength. Once post-menopausal, the estrogen and other hormone levels comes down. So after menopause, they are more prone for osteoporosis. So what they have to do is they have to keep themselves active. For example, they should keep regular exercises like 45 minutes of walking, and keep your bones and your muscles in a stronger way. And if they are not taking adequate food or adequate good immunity, they are going to have calcium supplements, which is going to help them in a longer run. And third thing, after menopause, they are going to put weight at least 5 to 10 kilos, which they should be cautious, and they should be doing their exercises regularly. So which has to be avoided. For example, suddenly you are going to put 10 or 15 kilos on your knee, on your hips, everything, that is going to be overloaded to the joint. So that will give them more painful. So that is going to land up, and moreover you are not going to have regular calcium. So they are going to land up in osteoporosis. So thing is to be avoided is, once they are going to go in for postmenopausal, they should have regular calcium supplements, regular walking and regular strengthening exercises if possible. Whereas in a men gets osteoporosis after a longer time. Why? Because men is 90% of the men go for the work, and they get retired only by 60, 65. So till then they will be doing some form of physical activity, either working in the office or walking somewhere and doing the things. And every time, most of the time, they do walking because they don't do any household works. So half of the time they will be very free in that age group. So they do go regular walking, everything. Whereas once they get older, again their calcium is going to come down. So osteoporosis is a very dangerous disease, because once your bones are weak and once you are developed in osteoporosis, you are going to have a lot of fractures. For example, if you are going to slip in your bathroom, in a younger generation you are going to rest and then you will come out. Whereas in older people, if they are going to rest like this, you are going to have radius or the distal end of radius, wrist fractures is more common. And when you are going to slip and fall down, you are going to have hip fractures. அதே மாதிரி வேகமாக படிக்கட்டிலேருந்து வரும்போது டகால்னு ஸ்லிப் ஆகி உட்காந்தாங்கன்னா spine bone will get compressed. These are all the most common fractures. Hip, wrist fractures and your spine fractures is very, very more common in osteoporosis. So only we advise them not to become osteoporotic, to take care of them, so that these fractures can be avoided. And how to go about this, you have to do your blood investigation to see the calcium levels and vitamin D3 levels. So once that has come down, then you have to give calcium supplements and vitamin D3. Second thing, you can do a bone mineral density regular screening and DEXA scan to find out osteoporosis. If it has come as full-blown osteoporosis, it is a serious issue which has to be addressed. In European standards and in abroad, they concentrate only on osteoporosis, European. And every person goes in for that age group above 50 or 40, for 60, they, like screening or ECG and X-ray, they have been screened for osteoporosis. And they will be given that calcium supplements. Why they are screening is to prevent the fragility fractures which happens because of osteoporosis. Once that is prevented, which is very, very important, why you have to prevent that is because the morbidity of the patient will come down. For example, if you or me get fractures, we are going to get treated, and next minute we have the intention to work or intention to walk and we have to run again. Whereas if an old person, for example 70 or 75 gets a fracture, he will be operated and he will be bedridden. So he loses mental strength to be motivated. So he gets depressed and he will be bedridden and he becomes a burden for the whole family. If he is active, nobody is going to bother him. If he is going to bedridden, they are going to think as if he is one of the pain for them. So that has to be addressed. So for that, osteoporosis is very, very severe. It has to be addressed as a serious issue because to avoid future fractures for the patients, and so that they are not bedridden and their morbidity will come down and they will be active on their own.
We have come to our end of our discussion, doctor. நீங்கள் சொன்ன இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்தது. ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம பார்த்துட்டு இருக்க வியூவர்ஸ்க்கு என்ன டேக் ஹோம் மெசேஜ் நீங்கள் கொடுக்கலான்னு இருக்கீங்க?
The take home message for the viewers is to start with from the toddlers and to the old age. From the toddlers, the parents should educate them to do physical activities. For example, put them in a sports academy and make them concentrate on outdoor sporting activities from the childhood. So that will help them to be healthier and fit in the future. And younger persons, they should concentrate more on physical strengthening exercises like strengthening exercises, stretches and yogas and other gym or other sporting activities. If possible, they can join in a group like running group or in a cycling group. That is to make them encourage and to make them fit. Whereas in a little older age groups, before 40 you can do all these physical activities. After 40, it is very, very ideal for them to do morning walk for at least 45 minutes or evening walk for at least 45 minutes or in some form of stretching activities like yoga. One is because to make them fit. Second thing, to make them avoid osteoporosis. Third thing, to make them avoid fragility fractures. If they fall, they should be strengthened enough to overcome this. And fourth thing, they will be mentally and physically fresh and they will avoid stresses and avoid depressions. Whereas in an older age group, do a regular screening to find out osteoporosis. If they are lack of calcium, add them on calcium supplements or calcium rich foods and encourage them to do physical activities. And if they are too old, ask them to do, somebody should accompany them when they are going outdoor activities. Or why that is to be done is because if they will be weaker. Once they are weaker, they will not have the strength to walk for a long. Suddenly if they fall, they get fractures. So to educate them, accompany somebody. So for that, once they have crossed above 60, it is mandatory for them to do a screening test and a screening investigations for detecting osteoporosis and the calcium thing every yearly. Like how you do for your cholesterol, how you do for your diabetic and how do you do for your heart checkup. It's same thing like for them to do osteoporotic screening. So the best thing to make them physically active and make them do healthier and to have a good food. So which keeps them everybody healthier throughout their life. This is the better take home message for them so that they can lead a very healthier and a happier life.
Thank you, doctor, for your valuable inputs in our Crystal Crown educational channel. We hope this is useful for all age groups. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And if you are a first-time viewer, please like, share and subscribe for more interesting and motivational videos. Thank you.